Ronnie Coleman and Samson Dauda. This is a fan request from you, the viewer. It is not the first comparison that I've done between these two dudes, and it will not be the last, you can almost guarantee. The thing about Ronnie Coleman, nobody can beat him. 2003, 1999, even 98, nobody's coming close. Nobody's coming close to him. So, I am going to use 2002 to actually give Samson a chance. If we use 2003, if we use 1999, 98, nobody's going to beat him. Not even Phil Heath, for goodness sakes. Samson Dauda, I believe we have yet to see his greatest version, but here at the Prague Pro 2023, I believe this is his best package to date. So let's do a comparison, guys, and you Colemanites, you guys don't get so upset when the other bodybuilders maybe even get a victory over 2002 Ronnie Coleman. But I'm sure yous are still waiting with rocks in hands, ready to throw them at me. Ronnie's ripped, okay? He has muscle separation that I don't see too many guys have nowadays. Even in his day, nobody was really ripped and shredded like this. Look at the arms, the pointy biceps, fellas. Quads, things of that nature. Samson, he is spread over a similar base, a similar sized base. Wheels, things of that nature. Lats. Midsections, they're somewhat similar. Chests. Arms, like I said, I would probably go with Coleman. Not quite symmetrical. Could be the angle of the shot. Never noticed that on Coleman's arms before. Not too bad anyway. Go to the front lat spread. And it looks like Samson probably getting one back here. Look at this pose. Keep in mind, guys, Coleman is ripped to shreds. Mooney. Not going to dispute that. But hey, are we going to ignore how peeled Samson has been getting? And this front lat spread, more separation in the abs than I've ever seen. More separation in the pecs than I've ever seen. Coleman, he looks pretty shredded in the pectoral, the big man's chest region also. Very lean is the 2002 Ronnie Coleman. You can see facially. You guys know what I'm going to say. I'm not even going to say it this time. His face, he looks like one of those Egyptian cats. The mouse or whatever they call them. Anyway, every single time, huh? Oh, Samson looks awesome, guys. Plus, great condition. Sizing, going to be difficult. They're close to being the same height. And Coleman going straight-legged. I think ultimately Samson is a little bit taller. They both went back to back. Take a look at the back. But let's take a look at the turn to the side before we take a look at the back. Not a good shot at all for Coleman. It is tilted thosely. But you know what? Been going through the repertoire of Coleman's shots and the side chest, things of that nature. And I do like Samson a little bit better in this shot. Of course, there is the factor of negative body fat percentage of Coleman. He was just so peeled, guys, and the closer up pictures you can get, definitely these far ones, these blurry ones you can't really see, do him no justice whatsoever, taking nothing away from the leaps and bounds of improvements Samson has been making. But I mean, separation from delt to tricep to bicep, things of that nature. Samson would be out of his element compared to King. Yep, buddy. Ding, ding, ding. Side tricep. Call it what you want. Call it a bad angle for Coleman. I call it his weakest shot. I call the abs and thigh and the side tricep his weakest pose. Side tricep or side chest, great shot. Great shot. Maybe not his best one, but a pretty darn good shot. But the side tricep, very highly inserted tricep. There was a couple of years where he really nailed the tricep development. 2001, I think, in particular. And his tricep was just full of feathering. You could strum it like one of those harps. Remember harps? Blue Rainbow? You guys don't remember Blue Rainbow? Maybe not. Big, thick tricep on Samson. But again, you look at the midsections, things of that nature in Coleman. He's lean. He's lean. I'd give it to Samson, though. Maybe give him a gift on both side shots. Maybe. We'll say one each. Heading into the back development. And I fully understand the rule of the Colemanites. Nobody gets a victory on Ronnie King Coleman in any back shot. The best anybody can do is he looks okay against Coleman in this shot. But if you look at the lower half here, keep in mind, guys, Coleman was down, 40 pounds? 40 pounds here that he was the year after. Anyway, he was 40 pounds heavier. And I think a lot of that meat was in the wheels, and you can see it from the back here. He looks very petite for Coleman. Not only that, but the condition of Coleman was down as well. Look at the traps on Ronnie. Holy Toledo. Unreal. I don't think anybody ever had traps like this guy. Mountainous. Samson, what can you say? He is beating Coleman on the hamstrings. Not unlike a Chris Cormier was back in the day. He was losing in the glutes, a little softer in the glutes. But hamstrings. Now the back, yeah, Samson's good and wide. But those traps, that's unbelievable. Alien-like, as they call it. Here's the rear double, and you can see in the hamstrings that Coleman was not in the condition that he once were. That's why he gets a lot of criticism for this 2002. Not just the size, because he was about this size in 98. He was not much bigger than this, if at all. Just much more conditioned, more refined. But even in this state, look at the mountains of thick, raw meat hanging off those lats. That is just, like I said, cartoonish or alien-like. I didn't say cartoonish, but I'll say it now. Bicep peaks, mind-blowing. Look at the glute difference. And I know, not a glute competition, but it is undeniable that Coleman has a butterfly buttocks. For sure, dudes. Now here's the abs and thigh. Little bit of a relaxed environment here today, guys. This is 2002 Ronnie King Coleman versus 2023 of a current competitor. This is just to see how these guys may look against each other. And structurally speaking, they were very similar. Coleman has those lats jetting out a little bit more. I think Samson has the groceries. He just doesn't know how to hold it like Coleman did. I don't know. Midsections are very similar as well. Quads, similar in quality, but I think Coleman has an edge in size, I would suggest. But I think that Coleman's legs are bigger than just about anybody's. Even in 2002. Probably still good enough to win the title. And in the most muscular, what can I say? I think our friend, yeah, buddy, he got preoccupied. He forgot to flex his legs. You know what I'm saying? I think he forgot to flex his quads. Because I definitely seen him earlier on in this comparison with strided quads. Seemed to be a little bit too smooth, man, soon. And ask for Samson. He does not resemble that remark one bit. Looks strided from head to toe. But let's face it, we seen some pictures of Coleman earlier. Definitely more ripped, I would suggest, than Samson in that aspect. So I don't think this is a good representation of the king. Our king, Coleman. Hey, the most muscular was not a mandatory shot in 2002, so we might give him a bye on that one. But I do believe Coleman. I think the 2002 even is doing enough. You could see even from the back shots, wasn't as ripped as he usually was, but I think he was doing enough in terms of the condition. And nobody's going to have as much meat as that guy back there. And you could see it from the front double, muscle separation. And I'm sure if we had a good side chest shot, things of that nature, I think he was doing enough to fend off this fantastic bodybuilder, guys. Keep in mind, this is the greatest of all time. So even if you're doing good in a couple of shots, which Samson was, guys, arguably winning a few shots, definitely that front lat spread, at least this version of Coleman, 2003 Coleman, get out of town. But anyway, this was a fan request. I guess I picked the 2002. Tisk, tisk. Shame on me. I will get some hate in the comments below for that one. Hit thumbs up anyway if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel as well. Have a nice one.